Okay, I wanted to quickly go through and explain what you need to do today. So, directions. It says open today's PowerPoint to take the notes linked below. So first of all, you need to open these notes, make a copy, and then you also need to make sure back on the home page you have opened up the day's PowerPoint. So you need both of those things loading. Here's your notes. And here's this. Now, I just noticed a typo on my assignment, so I'm going to fix it while I do this. Now, once you click that link, it's still going to take you back to this module. So you're going to click Tuesday. And these pages are mixed up. So it says for the second page, read the article and write 3 practice race paragraphs using the graphs. That's actually on the first page, which I'm going to fix. So when you read this, it'll probably be fixed. But here are your notes down here. Again, you'll notice they match the notes down here. So here's our word in red, cite evidence. And then come over to your notes and you'll say cite evidence. Okay? Then you'll go through your notes. We're basically finishing a race paragraph. As you can see in here, you will be led to a full paragraph. And I've highlighted the different parts of that paragraph. So remember, a cite is always somebody else's words. It's a source. Make sure to read the PowerPoint. And then here, you can see where the explain happens. There's a funny video in here, and then you get to learn a little bit about Jackie Robinson. So that's what it's talking about here. You need to now read the article that's linked right down here. So it says for the second page, read the article. So we'll make a copy. And you're going to read through this article. Now, this is where you are going to do your restate, cite, and explain. So the question you're restating is always above. This one is not a question, the other two are. So this one says, Jackie Robinson was a very good athlete. Now, if you do not know what restate and answer is, you need to go back and finish your assignments from yesterday. Okay? There's a whole practice about R and A of race. Restate and answer basically means you make sure that if the reader has never seen what you're supposed to be writing about, they would understand. So in here, and you guys can copy this one on your paper, you would say Jackie Robinson was a very good athlete. And now we need to say because, and now we're going to answer that. So Jackie Robinson was a very good athlete because. Now you need to go through and read this article. So let's say you've read the whole thing. Make sure you read the whole thing. I'm going to say he was a very good athlete because, right here it talks about how he played lots and lots of different sports. So I'm going to put that in here because he played lots of sports. Now, your cite, remember, has to, what you'll learn from this activity and your notes is that a cite is somebody else's words. That is your text evidence. So you need to make sure you include these things. Now, because we just have one article, I'm just going to say the article. The article says, we got to put our quotation marks. We don't want to plagiarize. I'm going to do this quote right here. I think that's a good one. That talks about how he played different sports, and that's what I'm talking about over here. So the article says, in high school, he played, what did it say? Played 4 sports. One more time, let's look. Football, basketball, track. Football, basketball, track, and baseball. And put our quotation marks. That's all you have to do for a cite. That's where you make sure you include this in every single box, though. Make sure you have where the article says. Now, my explain needs to be 2 sentences. Again, you'll learn all of this in this PowerPoint, so make sure you've done the PowerPoint before you do this assignment. For the explain, you basically need to put the quote or the cite in your own words, and then talk about how it goes back to proving he's a good athlete. Remember, this is your proving your evidence, proving your point, getting people on your side. So you could say, this explains. Now this is talking about the quote, right? It comes right after your quote. So, well, it says in high school he played lots of different sports. So this explains that he had lots of athletic skills because he played 4 different sports. Now, my second, I want to keep going and explain more evidence. The more explain you give, the better. And this is the most important part of your paragraph. So now I'm going to think, okay, well, how does playing 4 sports prove that he was a very good athlete? Well, maybe I want to say something about how in order to play, it showed he was dedicated and knew what he was doing and talked about. So this explains that he had lots of athletic skills because he played 4 different sports. It also shows that he worked really hard to be good at sports. I would assume if you're playing all 4 of those in high school and college, you try pretty hard. Okay, so you can see I have 2 sentences of explain, and it's explaining why this quote proves that he was a good athlete. Okay, so now you need to go through and finish these ones. So you're trying to restate and answer, how did Jackie Robinson help other African American athletes? Now remember what we learned yesterday. If you haven't done this, you need to go back. To restate, you just cross out the question words. So to restate, you'll start over here. Jackie Robinson helped other African American athletes by, now you need to make sure you use the article and figure out how to answer that question. And you're going to do the same thing for here. Now when you are done, you will come back here and yours will have a submit button, and you're going to click submit, and all will be well. Now remember, this is going to look different. I'm going to fix it right here on the video so you guys for sure know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to say, do the second page first. Those are your notes. And then go back for the first page, read the article, then write 3 things. But I'm going to make sure this is really clear that that's what you need to do first. Okay, good luck. And please, please, please email me if you have any questions. This is going in Skyward, and you don't want to bring your grade down with it being so close to the end of the quarter. So good luck.